Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. Again, we know what day it is. It's Tuesday. We're at the Peppermill Lounge, and we're on the red couch, and I have the wonderful, fabulous Jonny Bird with me. Jonny is very new in town, and I met him at a function I was at, and he said, you know, he's coming out and he's singing, and he had quite a story, actually, because apparently he had all his equipment and everything totally stolen from him. Jonny, well, I'm going to now ask Jonny, how are you? Is that a good question? No.
You know, actually, I'm doing great.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great. You got to put it in perspective.
Yes.
All of this type of stuff, you got to put in perspective. I still had my family. I lost my entire history, but I'm here to make a new history.
I know. It was such a sad and not sad, but I can understand how you're feeling, because there's really nothing you can do about it.
No, and you know,
things happen. And you weren't even here. It happened with your wife at one of the hotels.
Yep. She traveled ahead of me from Minnesota to here with our show van and our show trailer full of everything with our move, including cash and coins and family heirlooms. And my studio was in there, my recording studio, my office was in there.
Somebody had a field day, let me tell you.
They did. There was a lot of stuff they could move real quick, and they got into the office. So they were able to get our account numbers and our balances and our...
Wow.
So we were completely cleaned out of everything from my entire life. Baby shoes, baby pictures.
I wish I could bring it all. Well, whoever's out there that did this, understand how he feels, and maybe you could return it, or some of it, or just leave it somewhere, you know, leave a package somewhere of all this stuff that's not important to you. But anyway, that happened in January, right?
It happened actually in September.
Oh, September last year.
I couldn't get here until the end of December, beginning of January. Mm-hmm. So I was still stranded in Minnesota. She was stranded here. So our paths didn't cross for months.
Wow.
As we tried to pick up the pieces. We literally couldn't get a Happy Meal. We had nothing. No credit cards, no access to cash. We got some help from a few friends, a couple of family members, but we even lost a lot of them. They said we got what we deserved by coming to Vegas.
Oh.
They were that abrupt.
Wow.
Yep. Said, well.
That must have made you feel really good, you know, because you were going to Vegas, this happened to you. Anyway.
You know, it was a purge of some sort. You know, you move and you make soft breaks. This was able to make a clean break with everything from my past, everything from my history. I got a blessing of being able to truly start with a clean palette of everything in my life.
What a beautiful way of looking at that. You know, you lose everything, you've got nothing, but now you can just start fresh again. Yeah. And it's like being reborn again. You're in becoming a Christian, you can be reborn again.
Yes.
And this is like being reborn again. So, all right, so we're going to be reborn again, so let's make this a positive. So what are you going to do that you know that didn't go right before?
Well, there was nothing we could have done to avoid what happened.
No.
She parked in what we considered a safe spot at 11 o'clock at night. By 7 o'clock the next morning, it was all gone. They drove off with my van and trailer. So we can't redo or undo that.
No.
We've actually been robbed twice since we've been here, since I got here as well. Kicked in a window, they slashed tires on a car. But here's the bottom line, and I think maybe you can relate to this.
The bottom line, let's have the bottom line, because you sound happy about it.
We can't be stopped. I'm not going to stop for anything. There's nothing that's going to stop this path.
That's cool.
It can't.
And it will not.
I'm in too deep.
You made your mind up as a singer. Actually, Jonny is a singer. I don't know if I mentioned that, but you are a singer. And when did you first started singing?
It was on a dare, 9th grade. And I had a buddy of mine in homeroom that dared me to go down. This was our freshman year. Freshman is different, I guess, here. Freshman year, 9th grade, to go down to the swing choir coach, teacher, and audition. And I'm a guy that takes a dare, you know, if it's not too dangerous. So I got a
Yeah,
pass.
you look like you've got a little stuff going on
I
there.
do. I take a
I
challenge.
love it. Yeah, you take it. You love it. You
So
take a challenge.
I went down there, and the guy said, "Well, we're all full. We don't have any more spots." I said, "Well, let me sing for you." He says, "No, we've never taken a freshman. We don't take freshmen. It doesn't work." I said, "Well, let me sing." So he sat down on the piano and played a few things, and I started singing, and I became the first freshman ever accepted.
Oh, isn't it? See, perseverance.
Yes.
You didn't let him say no.
No.
You kept going and going.
Yeah.
Well, since all these friends of yours have pushed you into this, you thought, well, I can't let them all down now, right?
Right.
So you went. So that was the beginning of it.
Yep. So
Wow.
I got to be the first freshman in school history to be on that team, and I sang through those years.
What an honor.
Yeah,
what
it was.
An honor.
And the first time I sang in front of my classmates, I was kind of a nerd, and I thought, okay, this is my chance for the girls to see me a little bit different. So what happens? The entire school is there. The swing choir comes out with a band. I get the first song in the group. I grab the mic. I start singing, and then I hiccuped, and then I burped right into the microphone. I wanted to disappear
This must be
forever.
really quite lovely.
And I thought, I'm never going to sing again. I'll never live this down. This was the
They
most.
probably thought you did it on purpose.
It was pretty.
I mean, when
it was
you do
pretty loud.
when you do things like that, I mean, you know, 'cause
Oh.
why did he do that? We did it, you know, as a joke.
Well, let me tell you, it did not help me with the girls that year.
Who's that guy? I don't want to go near that guy.
It took a few more years, but that's okay.
But you didn't mind because maybe that's how it's supposed to be, and maybe
It is.
maybe you needed more practice, or maybe you needed to get your whole sort of don't want to say act together, but get your act together.
I think I was built or born to have obstacles put in front of me, so I have something to charge over.
But you seem to be able to charge over them.
You have to.
So what was your first kind of real sort of gig out there that you got paid for, and you know everybody wanted to see you?
Well, my first job with a microphone where I got paid, and I could kind of recreate the event, and it sounded
that's cool.
It sounded exactly like this. Good evening, welcome to Arby's. Would you like some fries? It was an Arby's drive-through.
Oh,
Now, it was a microphone, and I was getting paid. But here's the deal. A guy came through from Minneapolis.
it was a commercial.
No.
No?
I was
Oh.
working in an Arby's drive-through.
Oh, I see.
And a guy came through. This was my second year at college. A fella came through the drive-through that owned a production company in Minneapolis. And I was going to school, heading to become a lawyer. This is my night job. And he liked my little spiel. So he got up to the window. He was all excited. He had a business card in his hand. And he put it down on the counter. He says, look, if you ever want a job with a microphone, you call me first, because this is the first time I could ever understand every word at a drive-through. And then he drove off and forgot his food.
I was so excited.
He was so excited. So the next day I kept
and
his
you
card.
were more excited.
I was. So I kept his card and I kept his receipt. So the next morning I went to the nearest Arby's near his office. I bought him everything that he bought. I brought it to his office.
Smart move.
And I showed up and I said, hey, do you remember me? And of course I wasn't in my Arby's uniform.
And why not? I got everything else.
Right. And he said, yeah, I forgot my food. And I said, you also offered me a job. Here I am. He hired me that day. I did my first show that weekend.
How fabulous. And from then on, you've just created and created and created.
Yep. It was a DJ.
Yeah.
I did a wedding. It was awful. I was so nervous. The microphone slipped out of my hand.
Those had very nervous jobs, it seems.
Yeah. But you got to overcome them.
But you're a bit of a jokester too, so
Yes.
you can kind of wash over it. So you can kind of pretend, even if it wasn't a joke, it has now become one.
I can now. I didn't have that talent back then. I was
But you have that talent now. But now you don't make mistakes.
I still make mistakes, but I work them into the show then.
Yes, of course. So how's it going in Vegas? Going good?
It's going very good. It's all perseverance, I think. It's knocking on doors. It's doing the little things that other people might not do.
Well, that's the challenge in Vegas, and if
Yeah.
you do those little things that other people don't do. Vegas has a problem with all their entertainers. They get a job and then they turn up late, or they don't sing, or they say they have a band of 5 and a band of 3 comes, and it's very disastrous. Not all of them, because there's a lot of people that are
Right.
very good, but there's this big problem that they kind of don't really play the game.
There's a few things that you really have control over. You have control over your time. You have control over your effort. You have control over your ability to do the little things that matter, because so many people don't anymore.
No.
They don't, and it's the little things.
It's the little things that count.
Yeah, and all those little things add up to the biggest part of who you are.
Yes, well, yes, and it's funny in life, I don't know if we all realize that, but for every single move we make, and whether it's getting into bed or getting out of bed or eating at a restaurant or being with friends, every single movement counts. And it's the strangest thing, because that sort of forms who you are and what you are and how you do things, and however you do that and whatever you put out there, that's going to be your life. So if it's not so good, I suggest you change it.
And these are the things that you can change.
Yes, you can change all this.
This town is filled with talent.
I know, isn't it?
But if everything else was equal, the talent would always rise to the top, but it doesn't. No. Why? Well, because there are other people that work harder, that have more integrity, that show up.
Well, they want to make it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. They want to make it. They want to do it. Now, you said earlier you've got some things coming up.
I did, yeah. I've been keeping pretty busy. Can I make a plug?
Of course you can make a plug. Go into the camera and make a plug, because that's what this show's all about, is to help our entertainers in Las Vegas, and who are actually business people as well. A lot of realtors, a lot of business people. And what we do, we actually promote them and let people know that they are around out here in Vegas. We do have people in Vegas that work. They're very good. Go ahead.
And but before I say that, I want to say thank you to you for giving a forum for all the people like me to be able to do this. You've been doing this long enough.
4 years. Yeah.
It might not even resonate anymore, but from the bottom of my heart, and for all the other people that they may forget, this is big to us. Thank you.
I love it. I love to hear that, because that's what it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of you that haven't quite made it to wherever you're trying to make it to, are not able to go on some of the shows because they only look for talent and big people. But Johnny Carson and I are doing the same thing, because Johnny Carson did exactly the same thing.
Right.
He used to do this and help the people that weren't out there and give them a plug and help them. He made many a star.
And you just have fewer wives.
Yeah, there you go. No, I have husbands. No, I've only had one husband. I've only had one. No, I'm pretty cool. And I don't plan on getting married either, so we're pretty safe. So go ahead and plug.
So here's my plug. You can catch me Wednesday nights, and these are all different types of shows, at Water Street Pizzeria in Henderson, from 6 o'clock on, usually till 9 or 10 o'clock. It's open mic and karaoke. On Thursday nights, I'm at the Mint Tavern on Sahara, just down the road from here, with an open mic from 8 to 1 o'clock. We just got a brand new opportunity. I'm so excited to be at the Rio on Monday nights. And this upcoming Monday, next Monday, is a meet and greet from 6 to 8. I'm going to share my cocktail menu of all my favorite cocktails, and I put together my bird. They're my bird shots.
Oh, bird shot.
So you can sample my cocktail menu, and the show starts on the 26th, which is also Monday. I'll be pairing up with David DaCosta, who's on Tuesday nights. He is fantastic as Sinatra, and all the rest of the days we're kind of pick and choose. It's a la carte. I'm doing stuff almost every day.
Wonderful.
Senior centers or on the street or selling pencils. It doesn't matter. I'll do it.
I'm going to say one thing. What goes around comes around. So what you put out there, you get right back. So just listen to what he just did. We're going to close out on you singing a small piece of one of your favorites. Can you do that for me, a cappella?
One of my favorites.
Well, not one of your favorites. Whatever you want to sing. I don't mind. They'll probably all be good.
What I can do is I can sing. My son is right around the corner.
Yes, he's right here.
Say that's Hayden right over there. And I asked him before we came in. I said, "What's your favorite song that Daddy does?" And he said, "My favorite song is a song that you wrote about music, and it's about the music never letting me down."
Oh.
And
So this is for you.
Yeah, so this is for you, but it's also about the story. The same story that I told you today has been my story my whole life, and it's how music has always been there to salve the wounds and kind of bring me to the next
level.
The next level.
Yeah. Well, we have Jonny Bird. He's going to sing his way out of this interview. Absolutely amazing story. Nothing will let him down. He continues. So I hope the message he's giving all of you out there, that if anything like this happens to you, whichever it may be, because there's always different things, just keep moving along, and you're
it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
You
It
tell
really
me.
is.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My best friend in high school stole my best girl. Man, I thought that it was the end of the world. So I grabbed my old boombox and a pair of headphones, and I listened to Elvis love songs all night long. 'Cause the music, it never let me down. Whenever I was alone, it was always around. I could escape into the melody of someone else's world. Every time I'd start to break down, the music, it never let me down.
Isn't that wonderful? Well, thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We'll be right back. Take care.